Because if you're mad at the sketch and not mad at the things that actually exist for this sketch to even be made, I think you need to take a beat. A lot of people are very upset about this sketch that Drewski dropped yesterday about megachurches. The sketch is hilarious. And I see why people are upset because it's pulling from reality. The sketch pointed out very real flaws in the megachurch culture. And if we're being honest, some of what was seen in real life has been far worse than what was in this sketch.
January is the month that a lot of people decide that this is going to be their great start. And then that lasts for about 10 days to 2 weeks. And then that was like grand opening, grand closing. Your year can start whenever. January does not necessarily need to be the starting point of your year. And so you've probably seen a lot of, if you follow our podcast, a lot of changes gradual over time, but that are the fruit and product of consistency. So I wanted to come and be an advocate for the concept of consistency over January.
I just want to say this is what it looks like when you have an actual plan, not just concepts of a plan. My ICU girl this week is Zohran Mamdani, the newly elected mayor of New York City. Because in 8 days, he has already started to make inroads of a campaign promise that he made when he was running for mayor. So during the campaign, Mamdani talked about free child care covering kids 5 and under. So he just announced, along with the governor of New York.
And today I'm proud to announce that New York State is paying the full cost to launch 2Care for the first time. Universal daycare for 2-year-olds as proposed by Mayor Mamdani.
And we're back.
And we're back after some technical difficulties that y'all don't know about it because of editing.
Yeah.
The magic of editing.
You are really good at what you do because you figured it out.
Girl, I am the queen of get it done.
Get it done.
That needs to be 2026's motto.
Getting it done.
The year of getting it done.
Getting it done. We love that for you. Yeah.
We love that for us. Well, there's one item of business to handle to turn the autoresponder on because we are officially out of office.
Official.
And the autoresponder is on.
And I'm at the cottage. Wink. If you know, you know.
I don't, so you're going to have to fill me in.
I'll fill you in later. The water is nice.
I've missed all the references. So, and this is why I'm currently on manuscript deadline, so don't look for me in the office or elsewhere or anywhere. I will be buried under my documents.
You're almost there. A few more weeks.
Y'all.
But thank you for being here, though. Thank you for being here, because it's a lot. I really appreciate you doing this.
It's so much. I have 2 manuscripts going simultaneously for all the Best Man fans, Book 1 fans. We're working on it. And for all of the readers who are anticipating the book that I teased last year, the Shapeshifter book, working on that too. So both are due. Both are coming due. So
incredible. And 2 very different stories. So I don't know how you're balancing it.
Girl. Okay. But we here. And that's the whole point. If y'all are starting 2026 trying to figure out how do I get it done, the whole moral of the story, spoiler alert, is just get it done. Just get it done.
And speaking of get it done, let's get into ICU Girl, because
ICU Girl.
My ICU Girl this week is Zohran Mamdani, the newly elected mayor of New York City. Because in 8 days, he has already started to make inroads of a campaign promise that he made when he was running for mayor. So during the campaign, Mamdani talked about free child care covering kids 5 and under. Mm-hmm. So he just announced, along with the governor of New York, that he secured funding for a new program that will provide free child care for 2-year-olds in New York City that's starting this fall of this year. Prioritizing families who need it the most. There are about 2,000 slots available. And I just want to say, this is what it looks like when you have an actual plan, not just concepts of a plan. This is what it looks like when you are willing to work with people and get something done. Is it a full promise? No, but it's a meaningful start.
I think childcare is one of the biggest, first, it's one of the biggest line items cost wise in the family budget. It determines how much money one or more of parent caregivers are able to bring into the family household. So I think it has a tremendous economic impact
Exactly.
from day one. So
Exactly. Look what he was able to
congrats,
do in 8 days. Imagine a year or a full term. Prepare to be sick of Zoran.
prepare to be sick of him.
Prepare to be
Well,
sick of him.
or to be swayed to support him because a lot of people are on the fence. I think you have to let people with new ideas try what they're doing because everybody right now is getting to try their ideas. Everybody. Everybody's getting to try their ideas. Timmy, Johnny, Stevie,
Mark.
Donnie,
We
all
know
of them.
we know Donnie's trying a lot of
All
ideas
of
right
them.
now.
They're
So
all getting to try their ideas. So look, everybody should get to try some ideas because shit, at this point.
all I'm saying, if he keeps up this pace, he's going to be giving weekly updates so he can talk his shit, and I'm here for it. So
Talk that talk.
shout out
Look,
to you, Mr. Mayor, and also an honorary shout out to his wife because why not? So shout out to both of them.
be about it and talk about it in 26. That's all
Period.
I'm saying. Pert. So who I would love to shout out with an ICU girl is Amber Desiree. So I've been following her journey from Love is Blind from day one, as so many of us have, with her epic walk away in The Wedding That Never Was. And when she walked away from He Who Shall Not Be Named, because I actually forgot his name, but I remember hers, Amber. And I also remember Ollie, who's one of the faves. Like, I really don't, I've never seen anybody say anything bad about Ollie. He seems like he's been a stand-up dude the whole time, including on, was it Temptation Island or whatever the show was that they connected on?
No. Is it Perfect Match? I don't
Perfect
know.
Match. It was
Is it Perfect Match?
It was
Okay.
Perfect Match. So yes, but they got married. They had their baby bump, and now they've had their baby. And Amber posted a reel of her bump's progression, and now 4 days postpartum, baby girl has bounced back in a way that now I do not want to center the quick bounce back because a lot of women take a long time to heal from childbirth.
That's right.
But I just have to shout out what I got to shout out. Oh, girl was in the gym
Really?
before, and that shows now. It's amazing. I think it is a testament, though. I'm big on fitness, and I have been advocating for getting moving, doing your resistance training, and I just the results are obvious. So it's been inspirational, but I don't think it needs to be. It's certainly not the norm for
Right.
women to bounce back in 4 days. But that's not the point. My point is her fitness is obvious. She prepared before, seemed like she worked out a lot during her pregnancy
Right.
and after the fact. She's just glowing, and I'm happy for her. So
Oh, I love that for
baseline,
her.
I just love that for her. I think we all have been rooting for her from day one. She's just been so unproblematic and just kept it moving like a chief.
I will say that although I had my issues with this relationship watching Perfect Match because Ollie straight up lied to her on the show,
Oh, yeah.
if you remember, but that's besides the point. Giving birth to new life is always something to celebrate. So celebrate to you. So not celebrate, but congratulations to you,
Tink, tink,
Amber
tink.
and Ollie. Do you know what the girls? It's a girl, right?
It's a girl. I don't know. I don't think they've announced her name. I've been in deep in manuscript mode, so I literally just bouncing off the top of the waves of new information. I'm like, literally skin deep here on this. So I'm like, congratulations, girl. You know, but men be lying. I just want to say that they do. Be lying. I mean, you know, Ollie, he's a man. Like, they just be lying. They be lying for
They do.
no reason.
For no
It's
reason.
like, did you put ketchup on your fries? No. Why'd you ask? Cause I see ketchup. there's ketchup on your fry. Like, and they'll just lie, like, for no reason. It's
Like
why
you
are
was
you
on
lying?
camera. You
What
was
were
on
you
camera
doing?
and you were just
Why? It just
You know
comes
what?
out. So I
Let's
don't know if it's that why. I don't know what it is. I don't
let's
know.
move on. Let's
They be lying.
let's keep the
They
vibe
be
high.
lying, y'all. They be lying. I'm not even saying it in a negative way. I've accepted it as a fact. I'm just like, you got to give grace because they just be lying. Girl, I'm not even saying it in a bad way. It's not
No,
even like I'm like
you're
I'm
right.
like that. Nope. I'm just like I'm stating facts. Like we know, I know. What am I right now? What am I right now? You know, I am watching YouTube. I have been exclusively watching YouTube. That's what I've been on.
And what are you watching these days? Because I know last week you said you were watching CNBC Make It. What else are you watching on YouTube?
I've been watching Diary of a CEO because it has been giving me all of my information about metabolism and sugar and longevity. So I think they have really dialed into an audience. They've done a great job of connecting with their audience, getting feedback, and really dialing into what people want to know about right now. And there's not a lot of noise. So it's just straightforward information. It's not a lot of spin. They're experts. It's people talking about the things you want to know about. It's timely. So that's what I've been watching more or less when I do have time to take a break or watch something. And then my guilty pleasure has been Members Only Palm Springs on Netflix. I was only able to get through a few episodes of that, but it is Real Housewives on steroids.
Oh gosh, and Real Housewives is already extra enough, and so this is even more extra than that.
Yeah, it's well, I feel like Real Housewives has jumped the shark a little bit, obviously, at this point.
A little.
It's like
Girl.
it's just I'm like, where are we right now?
It's
Where
a
are
lot,
we?
especially Salt Lake. Salt Lake is just all of them actually. But
I mean,
yes,
it's everything you could possibly imagine, which I guess it makes for riveting television because we're watching the edges of humanity in certain respects, but I'm like bringing it back to what we originally were watching for: the opulence, the cattiness, the sort of not real conflict, because the things that they have on their minds that matter to them are things only rich people have time to think
that's
about.
right. That's right.
So that's basically back to the basics of the Real Housewives franchise. That's where we are with Members Only on Netflix. So
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's a great way to describe it. All right, maybe I'll check it out then.
back to fundamentals. Now I'm reminding you that I only made it through a few episodes, so I cannot speak for the entirety of the series. However, it has been a guilty pleasure when I am not feeding my brain or clanking away at the keyboard, pounding out these words for these books, trying to string
love
these
it.
words together. So
I love
What do
it.
you
I'll
want,
check it out.
check
Girl,
it out.
TV is looking quite good these days. Scripted TV. I'm really enjoying TV again because I have more time to indulge, you know. So within this last week, I actually gobbled up 2 shows. One is Heated Rivalry, and the other is His and Hers on Netflix. And what's so delicious about these 2 shows is that they are both very different, but they deliver on craft. Okay,
Craft.
So craft. Yes, craft. So Heated Rivalry.
Writing.
Heated Rivalry is where I got the I'm at the Cottage out of office supply from. It's a YA gay sports romance drama.
Okay.
It's about these 2 men in Major League Hockey. They're rivals, but over the course of like 8 to 10 years, they turn into lovers. One is Canadian, one is Russian. I absolutely loved it. On the surface, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm the audience for this. But then I thought about it and I was like, no, it's hitting the tropes, the romance tropes that we like. It's in good storytelling is good storytelling. And
Good storytelling is good storytelling.
the acting, okay, especially by the guy who plays Connor, he's phenomenal. And it's also hot people doing hot things. I'm always going to be down for that. Okay. But I wanted to dig deeper on why all of us are so obsessed with this show. And thanks to Threads and my friends over there, someone did the work for me. So there's this woman named Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She's a PhD in psychology. And she talks about writing for the id. That's something, writing for the things that, like our desires, our urges, like the basic instinct of us. Like, right? That's how a good way to describe the id. Because you have the ego, which always plays games. But anyway, she said there are five elements that makes something like heated rivalry a cultural phenomenon. The show has all five. Beauty, which the boys, they're hot. Competition / games, the rivalry between the two. Wealth and resources, they got money, so there's very luxurious settings. The cottage. Danger, because the relationship that they're in could ruin their career, and yet they keep doing it. And finally, touch, which is the intimacy, the chemistry, and the sex scenes were pretty hot. They did that. So this show was based on a pretty popular book series, which is probably going to get more popular. I had no idea that hockey smut was a thing. There are 7 books in the, I think there are 7 books in this series. I'm not lying. 7 books. And this author is very, if she's not wealthy, she's going to be wealthy, because everybody and their mama has watched the show 11 times and and they're reading the books now. So shout out to the author. Good for her. So Heated Rivalry, check it out. And then the other show is His and Hers on Netflix with Tessa Thompson and John Barenthal. I watched this all in one night, and then I rewatched it.
Really?
Yes. Now, I won't say much because people are still watching the show and they're still discovering it. But the way that show ended, and I usually know what happens in shows because I'm in TV, but the ending, I couldn't stop thinking about the ending. I still actually haven't stopped thinking about the ending, because that was some good ass writing.
Well, it's all about the writing. It starts with the writing.
It starts with the writing, and then the acting takes it up a notch. But His and Hers on Netflix, there's a lot of discourse about His and Hers on Netflix, which I need you to watch. I know I'll wait for you so that we can have a for real discussion about it, because you need to watch it, and then we need to talk about it, because this show, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. I love it.
I was minding my black business.
I love this. I love this so much. All right.
Minding my black business.
Minding my black business.
That was our most said word. One of our most said words.
Black. Oh, black was last year. I love that. Black, 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 black.
Black.
I'm like, yeah, that sounds right. That's accurate, as it should be. All right. Well, let's get into minding my black business.
Yes.
Which is something we're very good at. Okay, so check it. Y'all know we are stans of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Today I'm going to talk about As Ever, her lifestyle brand. Now, if you're unfamiliar, our bestie in our head launched a brand last year that includes jams, candles, teas, flower sprinkles, honey, wine, etc. And she offered some information about the stock of her fruit spreads recently. The haters have been chit-chatting. Mm-hmm. Oh, she can't move her units. Well, she shared that
she can't move her units.
Pretty much.
You gotta put it in the British hater voice hater. That you
coined
so well.
The hate is worldwide.
Oh,
right?
She can't move her unit.
She can't move her unit. As Ever is a failure. Reports on packages being lost and arrived, damaged, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
As Ever is as never.
Exactly. That's the best you can do. They're annoying. Anyway, she shared that she had to buy 1 million jars.
Wow.
Because she kept selling out on her spreads.
She said, okay.
Because the first drop had a few thousand, and not sure on the second drop, but some of the numbers were visible on the website on how many units were sold or what was left in stock. And I think the number is around 900,000 units have been sold from products on her website. Someone did the math, and they thought she probably netted around $36 million.
Probably.
And she hasn't even started. $36 million, maybe gross,
Wow.
gross $36 million. And she hasn't even started international shipping yet.
I love this for her. And the haters gonna hate, but all you can do is keep going. Silence is just the best. Silence is the best
Silence
rebuke.
really is the best option. But the best revenge is your paper, as Beyonce said. So go ahead, Duchess.
Go ahead, Duchess. Well, my black business that I cannot believe it's taken me so long to highlight this business. Miche Beauty. So let me talk about this.
No, wait, you've spoken about Miche before.
Have I?
Yes, you have. But what do you
Did
want
I
to talk about
about
today?
their anti-humidity gel?
I don't know if you talked about their gel, but even if you did, don't matter.
I'm so glad I did.
Let's talk about it again.
So it's having a moment. Their anti-humidity gel is having a moment. Now, if you don't know about Miche Beauty, it was founded in 2016 by Michelle and Jonathan Ballard. So it's a black-owned hair care company, and they specialize in products. I would call them innovative, unique products for textured hair and for curly, kinky hair with special consideration. So they're always thinking, how do we simplify the process? How do we meet the needs? And the one product that I have been celebrating since I tried it was their anti-humidity gel. Now, I have kind of the OG one, if you can see this. I just happen to have it on the shelf right behind me. The Tropical Oasis OG. Now there's maybe 6 or 7 different types of it, but it's become their hero product. And I've been watching videos of the curly girls all over the internet celebrating and singing its praises. So I just wanted to highlight this. If you have natural hair, you're looking for a one and done product, they seem to have figured this out. When I use this, I remember using this in Miami. And it was, you do not need a leave-in. When I was wearing my hair natural, and right now I'm growing my hair out. This is crochet braids, y'all.
That you did yourself.
That I did do myself. I learned from YouTube. I learned everything from YouTube University. Yes, I did install these myself. And so when I was wearing my hair natural, I did my one and done. It withstood the Miami humidity. So I am so excited for them. I'm seeing this product everywhere now. Their anti-humidity gel. So shout out to Miche Beauty and them expanding their product line, because it looks like they have a real hit. So just stay tuned. I'm sure there's going to be a really interesting update as to where they go from here.
I love that. Yeah, I remember you bringing them up last year when you were on your book tour for Most Wonderful Time, I want to say.
Okay. I think that's when I used it in Miami.
That's what you used in Miami, yes.
Okay.
But
So
it was still
then,
new to you. So it's good to hear that you're still rocking that product, because you know how we be trying something and then we throw it away because it don't work, and then you have a whole chest full of products that don't work.
I ordered, this is one of my backups. I ordered after that experience, I went and ordered, I think 4 of them, because they kept having to restock. So now there's all kinds of different scents and different versions and their different lines. So anyway, I'm excited about this. So I can't believe you remembered that. I did not remember that at all, but I wanted to talk about it because I'm seeing them everywhere. So
my memory has been sharp these days.
Time to pay attention.
Yeah, it's been really sharp. I know, girl. When you heal that gut, then your whole body is just ready to go. So in more ways than one.
Girl, oh, okay. Go ahead, girl. Y'all heard it here. I'm like,
Jesus, take the wheel. Let's keep it moving.
Jesus needs to take the wheel. Take the wheel to drive us to go get some probiotics. I'm like, okay, that's how it's going. Anyway.
This is gonna be a little bit of a jam-packed Jesus take the wheel. There's a couple of things that we're gonna touch on. Oh, y'all, this week has been nuts.
It has. Well, I will start with Cam Newton. If anybody has seen the clip from Lady London's appearance in Cam Newton's Funky Friday podcast, where she asked him to spell how he would describe his personal fashion style. Now, she says, now Lady London, if you're not familiar with who she is, I've been following her for a while. She's a rapper, and she is, I feel like, the next evolution of Sweetie. Now, Sweetie, what I love about Sweetie is that she's educated and unashamed of saying it, just like Megan Thee Stallion, got her education, her degree. And she's proving that you don't have to just be one thing, that you can go and you can be an academic and you can be an intellectual and you can go get your education and you could also be creative and you can still have a creative career and you can grind it out and be everything you want to be. So that's what I love about Lady London, besides her wordplay and her just absolutely, she's a dynamic flow that you just have to check out. So check out Lady London, but this is not the point of this particular segment. So this very intelligent woman was a guest with Cam Newton. She asked him, how would you describe your personal style? He said, eclectic. Now, she's like, do you mean eclectic? He says, no, as a narcissist would. I said eclectic because it's not a word. We know it's not a word. Well, I didn't know it wasn't a word until you told me, but I'm going to pretend like I did know, and I'm going to say that the word is eclectic because I made it my own.
Right.
Okay. So she said, great, spell it. This is where it all falls apart, y'all. This is where it all falls apart, ladies and gentlemen. Eclectic. Okay. All I'm going to say is when he spelled that, he ended with the letter A. Now, I don't even know where to go from here. He spelled it NCLCTA. What is that? What is that? And I told somebody, I was like, yo, I don't know if Cam Newton knows how to read.
Someone said he used a lot of words that made no sense put together. The entire interview, he was very, I didn't watch all of it. I actually don't care for Cam Newton because why?
He troubles me.
He troubles, yes. There's a lot of words that come to mind. Troubles is probably not one of them, but let's add that to the pile. And this is not a dig on him because this is not the point of Jesus Take the Wheel. This is for the fellas who listen to Cam and think that he was doing his big one with this interview. This is what y'all sound like. This is what y'all sound like. You guys sound narcissistic. You sound lost.
You said lost in the wilderness, honey.
Just lost in the sauce. The entire time, the way that she chuckled in certain moments, like we know that chuckle, ladies. And it went over his head every single time. At one point, he was like, oh, I'm really doing my, like, I think he even said, I'm doing my big one here or something, like he was feeling himself. And Lady London chuckled and he didn't pick up on it. I am very worried for people like him and Cam specifically. And I don't know if you saw the clip going around where TD Jakes was talking to him and speaking to him about like he needs to figure it out, like get it together or forget it forever type stuff. And he was that was the most silence I've heard from Cam because TD was just talking and you could tell it was hitting him on a certain level that he wasn't ready to receive it.
I've seen that before with other people trying to communicate with him.
And so you have that scene and then you follow up with this and you're just, because when you saw that clip, you're like, oh, I think he's receiving this word. I think he's going to really, maybe take this in consideration and change and work on himself or whatever. And then you see this interview by this woman who is, I think was supposed to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Oh, right. Right?
Mm-hmm. It was just very telling. He was so sure of himself. He was like, eclectic. And then she was like, spell it. Monique did this too. Like years ago, there's a clip of it floating around. Spell it. But anyways, and then with confidence, he spells it the way he spells it. It almost feels like an SNL sketch. Like I want it to be like, is he playing a bit? Like, is this really him? Because again, I don't follow Cam. I don't listen to the Funky Friday podcast. Whenever I see a clip, I just scroll on through because I already know some foolishness is about to be said in the clip. But I'm like, it felt like something that you would see on SNL or something that Drewski would do on his page. Or what's the other one? Funny Marco, or something. It just didn't feel. It didn't feel real. It just didn't feel real.
It didn't feel real, and it just felt really tragic to me. And I think that we're in this era where there's people that are permission bearers for generally behaviors that aren't helpful to us as women, as a people, as a culture, you know. So seeing this and recognizing that it's possible that he does not know how to read concerns me.
Very much so.
And that's I'm gonna leave it in this segment. But what I do want to highlight is the juxtaposition of this with this sister who is just absolutely brilliant. Double major at Howard before she became a rapper. Double major at Howard, sports medicine and chemistry, a master's degree from USC, and she was planning to be an orthopedic surgeon. Yes, she became a rapper.
Wow,
And built herself from nothing independently until she got signed to Def Jam, doing covers in her car.
Wow.
So yeah, this is someone to follow. And
I'm a
watch
fan
her
now.
ascent.
Because I didn't know who she was before.
So this is a great launching. So while this is a Jesus Take the Wheel on the Cam Newton side, which he's been in that bus for a while.
Wow.
She is somebody, I'm glad this is something that launches Lady London, because she's somebody that I feel like somebody we should support. And I have been following her for a while, since I came across her. And I was just so excited to see somebody that had done a career pivot like I did, who was set in this one path.
That's
and then
right.
She did her academic big one, but she still decided to not give up on what her creative dream was. So I'm just going to make this also shout out to Lady London while this is a Jesus Take the Wheel. And that is, I'm going to leave it there.
Well, I love it. So for my Jesus Take the Wheel, what else is new? Every day someone's talking shit about Jasmine Crockett. And this person apologized, but I'm still going to talk about it because I said I would. Now, because news these days, every 2 hours is something new. But in case you missed this, Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang, they have a podcast called La Culturistas. And a clip of the podcast went viral because they had comments on the upcoming Senate race in Texas. As we all know, Jasmine is running. And Matt said that people shouldn't donate to Jasmine's campaign because he doesn't think she can win Texas. He then brings up another candidate, James Tellerico. He says he's a better fit because Jasmine is too defined, quote unquote. And Tellerico is, quote unquote, less defined. I didn't fully understand what that meant.
Because it didn't mean anything.
Correct. But you know what? I sat with it because unlike some people, when I have thoughts, I sit with my thoughts before I share them publicly. And I think what he was trying to say is this. Opinions have already been made about Jasmine. Tellerico's appeal is that he's a little unknown, which I can see that as a point, fine, because it worked for Obama. Remember when he came on the scene, people were like, who is this man?
Well, you mean they hadn't had a chance to vilify him properly? Okay.
That part. Anyways, here's my issue. If you were going to use your platform to talk about politics, especially in this day and age where every race matters, please come informed. Because when you state opinions without information and just vibes, it comes off many different ways, but particularly uneducated and ill-informed. And in this instance, it also came off racist and sexist, whether you mean it or not, whether it was meant or not. And went off the rails for me because in this clip, he didn't say anything about what he liked about Tellerico. If you like him, let's talk about it.
He said he's not a black woman who people shoot their barbs at. So since he's not getting shot with barbs because he's not a black woman, this is who you should give more resources to so he doesn't have to work as hard for fundraising. That's effectively the translation.
That's basically it, because then he decided to throw in Beto O'Rourke. If Beto couldn't do it, then Jasmine can't do it. Sir, this is now, it's reckless. Because first of all, Beto was running for governor. Okay? Jasmine's running for U.S. Senate. Beto ran in 2022. Jasmine is running in 2026. Two different races, two different cycles, two very different political climates.
But you know what I think this is reflective of, and I hope people start to check themselves. When you internalize the racism that you feel like you perceive in the world on behalf of who you think the audience is, or who you think the constituents are, or who you think the world is, when you internalize what you think they are and then you start acting like them, then you start advocating decision making on that basis.
Okay.
You are the problem. You are the problem. I've heard many people say, when it comes to Black people in various fields, particularly creatively, oh, the world's not ready for that. Oh, the audience isn't going to adapt like that. Or this is not, there's no place for this. Because the person who's saying that would not describe themselves as a racist. But what they've done is internalize the racism that they perceive, and then start advocating decision making based on perpetuating that reality that they are supposedly against. What are you doing? What are you doing? So then you're saying, okay, well, let's not champion this woman who is working tirelessly to effectuate changes that I actually do want to see. Let me instead try to divert resources from her and encourage people who would be willing to donate to her to donate to someone else to further the views of the world that I supposedly disagree with. Stop this. Stop this madness now. Stop this madness now. Like, people need to stop themselves. Stop themselves. When you see somebody and they are advocating for what you believe in, regardless of whether you think they're going to win, support them. Support them.
Now, this is the thing.
Not just in politics, in everything.
In this instance, it's the Democratic primary, okay? So Jasmine and Tellerico are in the same primary, but they're not the only candidates. That's how primaries work. So you evaluate everyone, you compare the records, and then you let the voters decide who moves on to the general election. So if you're going to tell people who they should or shouldn't vote for, your job is to say, here are the candidates, here's their experience, here's what they stand for. Go do your research. So if we're going to compare Tellerico and Crockett, allow me to indulge me while I do this, okay? Tellerico is a Texas state representative. Jasmine Crockett is a U.S. representative. She already has federal legislative
platform.
Exactly, legislative experience that actually could make her the better candidate. But that doesn't automatically make her better than the other. Because I actually don't know much about Tellerico, but the things that I do know about him, I like. But there's too much at stake to talk politics on vibes. It's a waste of time. And it's incredibly reckless. Now, what my plea is I want people to podcast responsibly. We need to do better. By the way, here are the other candidates. Emily Morgul, who's a second-generation Turkish American, who was actually motivated to run because of Roe v. Wade. Michael Swanson. These are all Democratic candidates in the primary. Emily Morgul, Michael Swanson, comes from a working class background, former union organizer. Paula Williams, I couldn't find much on her, but she's also there. And then you have Ahmad Hassan, who's a real estate broker. So you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 6 different candidates to choose from, Texas. And guess what? I don't live there, so I'm not going to tell you what to do.
We can't. We're out of office. We don't tell people that this is not even a political podcast. This is conceptual. Conceptual. Do your research. And don't tell people not to support people who you would ostensibly agree with, because you are internalizing the climate that you disagree with. This translates to every field where people need to make decisions about one thing or another. And I see it everywhere. So I just think that this mentality, I think that everything is critical right now, not just the political realm, but just how we're making decisions around content, around storytelling, around food, around you name it. This is like this era of consciousness rising, being
Yes.
more conscious and conscientious. So I think if you're going to advocate for something, don't be the problem.
Okay. Now, speaking of consciousness, I also want to talk about something else real quick. A lot of people are very upset about this sketch that Drewski dropped yesterday about megachurches.
I ain't see it.
Girl, it's funny as hell, okay? The sketch is hilarious. And I see why people are upset because it's pulling from reality. I think what's going over a lot of people's heads is that this is satiric comedy. I think that's how you call it. Satiric comedy? Or did I just make that?
Satirical
comedy? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Spell it. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you want me to spell it like I would normally spell it as an educated woman, or as how Cam would spell it?
What's the Cam Newton?
Okay, we don't have time for that. Anyway, satirical comedy, and the point is that there's truth underneath it. That's why it works. The sketch pointed out very real flaws in the megachurch culture, and if we're being honest, some of what was seen in real life has been far worse than what was in this sketch. There is a clip going around of Creflo Dollar dancing on money after the church tithed.
I'm sure he was dancing on the money.
Dancing on money. So this is for those that are genuinely offended. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to question your faith. If you listen to this podcast, you know I love the Lord, okay? But I am here to encourage you to do the work. And I want you to ask yourself, why does this sketch bother you so deeply? Why does this feel personal? Because if you're mad at the sketch and not mad at the things that actually exist for this sketch to even be made, I think you need to take a beat. A lot of times when satire or comedy bothers us, it's not because it's disrespectful, but it's because it's holding up a mirror. It shows us what's already there.
Girl, I don't think any of the saints are listening to this podcast because we have offended them way before now. And if this is your first time listening to this podcast and you're offended, I'm sorry. You probably should stop listening because we are offensive. I mean,
but it's not. We're not mocking. It's not. But the thing is that we're not mocking you. It's not the time to think that is attacking comedians and announcing unfollows and clutching your pearls. Y'all, we are in a very unstable time, but we are not going to be here forever. And when the time comes, we're going to need people who are grounded, people who have done the work, people who can pick up the pieces of whatever is left and do better than before. We need to start questioning things. Again, remember when I said I'm leaving dogma behind in 2025 and I'm stepping into discernment? This is the era of letting things fall away that don't need to be there anymore and moving on from it. Part of the reason why we are in the mess that we're in right now is because we haven't learned and we haven't done better. So I'm hoping that this mirror that's held up to certain parts of the church can help people do what they need to do. What? Heal.
I feel like if somebody from the church is offended and they're watching this podcast,
all right. Well, we're just gonna move on.
I do think that people who are offended are looking to be offended at this point. At this point in time, I think people who are offended are looking to be offended just by something because they're angry. And they're not angry at what they're offended by. They're angry at something else. And they're looking for a justification to be angry because they don't have permission in their life as it stands right now to just be angry. Especially not angry at what they're actually angry at. So don't be mad at us. Be mad at whatever it is that you're actually mad at. That would be my message. Don't come here to be offended because you'll find something to be offended by. But the better thing is to just go ahead and be mad at what you're really mad at because it's certainly not us because we don't know each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just be mad at The reason why he is floating in, I need you to see the sketch because it's really funny as hell. The reason why he is floating in is because this actually happened. This actually happened. The reason why he is poking fun at tithing is because even this last year, this one dude said, I'm not letting anyone out of this church. You see, even Mocha heard it. He knows what I'm talking about. I'm not letting anyone leave this church until a certain amount is raised for whatever cause that he's raising money for.
Oh,
Like,
that's happened.
It's happened. We know it's happened. So y'all being upset is very telling. But I really need y'all to do the work. I need y'all to do the work.
Imagine.
Please.
I can't imagine. And I mean, like, but
anyway.
Yeah.
This is a great segue for health and healing, actually.
I know.
Since we're like, we need y'all to heal. So this is all you, boo, because I don't have anything this week because I've been very focused on Jesus take the wheel. So what is your health and healing this week?
So my health and healing this week is just a testament to consistency, because January is the month that a lot of people decide that this is going to be their great start. And then that lasts for about 10 days to 2 weeks. And then that was like grand opening, grand closing. January is a month where many people start their new journeys, and they like the idea of it being the beginning of the year. And a year sounds like a great period of time to be consistent over. January does not need to be the start of your year. That is my health and healing message. So consistency is the key, not January. And I know a lot of people are going to have a grand opening, grand closing, big celebration of something that they're going to start for this month, and then feel bad that they weren't able to continue past January 15th. I feel like we're right about the time where most people stop their New Year's resolutions.
MLK weekends when they just go, okay, yeah, I think we're done.
Fall off. I know. Well, that was fun. Right, exactly. So when you have your, well, that was fun moment, there's still opportunity to start again. Your year can start whenever. January does not necessarily need to be the starting point of your year. And so what I wanted to share, I've been working out since May, and I've learned a lot about consistency during that journey. And so you've probably seen a lot of, if you follow our podcast, a lot of changes, gradual over time, but that are the fruit and product of consistency. So I wanted to come and be an advocate for the concept of consistency over January. It's a consistency grow, not January. Doing the same thing every day if you can. And on the days that you don't, just pick up again and keep going. I'm writing a book right now. What I've learned is that the first 10,000 words are really the hardest. And the rest, once you get past a certain point, once you get past that first 10,000 words, the rest of the book, the rest of the road starts to unfold on its own, because you've already started paving the way. So that is really my health and healing. It's not about the starting point. It's about the consistency. So when you're ready to give up, which I feel like a lot of people are, this is your sign to start again and make it a process of doing the best that you can on every day that you can. And by the time you look up, you have 10,000 words written, 10 pounds lost, or whatever it is that your goal is for this year.
Consistency is key. One of my favorite content creators, she's looked slimmer, and people were like, what did you do? How long did it take you?
Are you on the shot?
Are you on the shot? Exactly. Or the pill. There's a new pill now. Okay. And she was like, it took me 365 days. She was like, it took me.
I'm on day 200. That's what I'm on.
Right? She's like, it took me the whole year to lose this weight. And she looks great. And it was consistency. And she wasn't perfect. I'm sure she wasn't perfect. And I'm sure she indulged where she felt like she shouldn't have indulged. But it is consistent. See, someone said, instead of 75 hard, do 365 smedium.
Smedium. That's so real. I do think
so real.
You can't be consistent with 75 hard. You know, like you can do it and you're probably going to fall short because it's hard. And then it's a matter of picking yourself back up again. And then what happens when it's over? You don't have a sustainable lifestyle change that you've created for yourself. But when you do something over 365 days, at least you have something that's sustainable. You know you can sustain it. You got a plan for bad days, because you had to have had a bad day
Exactly.
in 365 days. You had to have had a day where you cheated, and then you got a chance to see, well, you know what? That didn't really matter. It worked out in the end. You've been through Christmas, you've been through the holidays, you've been through birthdays, you've been through vacations. So I think the measuring stick, we need to shift our thinking a little bit and stop making it all or nothing, and
Agree.
make it a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know what I'm
365's
saying?
medium. That's what she said.
365 medium. I'm for that. I'm for that. And I wanted to. This video I saw that really touched me, and for January, it's something that I think I'm going to try. I saw this man who had interviewed himself, and he filmed the interview of himself
I saw this. Yes.
like a year prior, and he asked himself, with the anticipation that a year from that recording, he would answer the questions that he asked. And one of them was like, hey, did you break that lease? Are you still with that girl you're dating? Just these
Right.
important questions. And I think it was an opportunity to do two things. Number one, it was an opportunity to take an inventory of where he was in his life and the things that mattered the most. And number two, it was a little bit of an implicit promise to change. So this is the
That's
capstone of
right.
my 365 medium
I love
PM
that.
public service announcement is try that interview. Maybe set that intention for yourself that, you know what, I'm going to interview myself. I'm going to ask myself these questions now. I'm going to record this on my phone. And then 365 days from now, no matter when that period starts, I'm going to let myself answer those questions. And I'm going to anticipate that I was able, through consistency, to make at least some kind of changes. So I'm going to find that video and put a link in the show notes, because I think it's just so touching to watch all the changes that happened and to see the difference between this man 1 year
Yeah.
later, from the questions that he had to the way that he answered them.
I have two
So
of my girlfriends that did it.
I
They
might do
already
that.
recorded their video. So now this is okay,
We
fine.
should
I'll do
do
it
it.
too.
We should do it. We
Fine. I'll
should
do
do
it too.
it.
Okay.
Okay, we should do that.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Let's do
Well,
it. Okay.
we're heading towards the end of our episode. We have a what's good, and this one is nice and warm and fuzzy. I love K-dramas, and this will connect. Just walk with me, y'all. There is a young black woman in South Korea who is living in her own romance K-drama right now, and I am obsessed. She has a series called Your Type is the Korean Barista Who Doesn't Speak English.
What?
So it all started with this barista who is having a conversation with this young lady. Her name is Candace, by the way, or she goes by Candy. And apparently she was at the coffee shop with a bunch of her friends. They stayed a very long time, 2 hours past the closing time. And he was really nervous to approach them. So he bought a book so that if this happened again, he would be able to give them the words like, you got to go. When he saw her, he was like, do you have any advice on how I should tell them? And she was like, well, how long did they stay here till? He was like midnight. And she was like, oh my gosh, because I left. She said, I left before closing time. She's like, oh no, and she was instructing him on how to get him out. So one of the things that she told him to do was flicker the lights you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out. The convo was really cute. So she gets her coffee, her usual. She sits at a table and he proceeds to play Givian. Yes. And then he told her that he noticed that she went to another coffee shop and he was like, don't do that. Come here.
Oh.
Yup. So he knows her name. He knows her order. They're flirting. And every time she's in there, he turns on Givian. So
What song? It's really key to
I
know
don't know what song. She didn't say what song. She
It's
just
really
said,
important to know, because Givian has some shade and some, if you put on Still Your Best, which he might have, if she went to the other, check that song out, you'll get it when you listen to the song. But if she went to another coffee shop and then came back and he was like,
it's
Still
playing
Your
that.
Best.
Oh, okay. That's cute. That's cute. So here's what we know. He's over 6 feet, I think, because she said he looks like he works out slow.
Oh,
He's from Goji Island.
okay.
He owns the cafe.
Really?
He owns the
Plot
cafe.
twist.
And now the cafe closes at midnight.
Oh, so he extended the hours. plot twist.
See, what I love most about this is that she is shy. So her IG name is, let me get this right, Shy Girls Fly. I love how she's coming out of her shell
I love
with
this for her.
with this Korean bae. So I don't know where it's going, but there's 5 parts. Go watch those 5 parts.
We need to have the updates. I'm gonna check this out and then we will reconvene.
It is and you
Every
see
time
her
you
like
tell us about something, I'm always like, okay, I want to see that, or I need to find it right away,
please
immediately.
do, because
You have made me want to go find it right now on Instagram.
it's so
I need
cute
to
because
know.
she's like you can see her blushing and like getting giddy about it all, and it's just she has a little video of him showing her something. I don't even know what it was, but like I said, there's 5 parts. I actually should check to see if there's 6 parts now, but definitely check out
cute.
Candace, aka Shy Girls Fly, on IG, and the series that she likes to call Your Type is the Korean Barista Who Doesn't Speak English.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, girl. Well, my what's good right now. So like I said, I'm working on a book. So I wanted to share some of the deets because this book is going to be good, y'all. This book is going to be good. So the first 10,000 words are down for the Shapeshifter paranormal romance. It's a romance, my typical way, but with paranormal elements. And so the characters are shapeshifters. And the male interest, I won't call him a romantic interest. When I first started writing this book, the concept was that I've done a lot of different types of romance. And I've done girl gets herself, I've done girl gets the guy, I've done the kind of wind up as friends. I've done all kinds of stuff. So I was like, what about if the guy is supposed to kill her, but for some reason he can't? It's dangerous. It's giving danger. It's giving he can, but he doesn't. It's giving he's extremely alluring and enticing, but he's the wrong type of guy. But she falls for him because, of course, who wouldn't? So I'm very excited about this. It's coming together very tastily, and I'm excited to share with you all. But I got past the first 10,000 words, which I was like, it was a nightmare to get that down. But now these characters are starting to take shape. So my protagonist, I'm going to share her name. Her name is Dominique Perot. She's from New Orleans. And my male character, who I think people are going to be like, why do I like this guy? He's dangerous. Why do I feel this way about him? Because that's how I'm starting to feel about him. His name is Marcel. Marcel is kind of that dude. We love a Marcel. I'm like, oh yeah, this is about to be that. So,
is this a standalone or is this a trilogy or?
It's 2 books right now. It could be more. I mean, it's very complicated, and it's set in a world of shapeshifters and vampires, but the shapeshifters are black. Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's that. I was like, I told my mom the whole story the other day over dinner, and she was like, and then I guess there was like a loud noise, and she's like, what just happened? Like, that's when you know you're like in the story. So that's what's good. The book is right now called What May Come. Stay tuned. I'll just keep giving you updates.
Listen.
And word counts. Right now we're 20,000 words in.
Now, how many words do you need to complete like a book?
I mean, like it could be anywhere from 70. A novel is 50,000 words or more. It's
okay.
Defined
So
if you do national novel writing. Oh, I mean, but no, my books are way more than that. I mean, I would think like 80,000 to 100,000 words. 100,000 words is like a 400 plus page novel, and I would only do that if it was epic. I mean, The Most Wonderful Time is pretty long, but I like to keep the pages turning. Black Girls was like 400 pages, so it's like 90 plus thousand words somewhere in there. But we'll see where this winds up. I would assume it'd be under 100,000 words, but I like to make sure that you always want there to be more words than there actually are,
especially how you write. So
yeah.
I'm mostly asking for
turner.
myself so I can read an advanced copy.
Yes,
this is my jam. Anything with vampires and
oh my gosh,
shapeshifters. I grew up with watching a lot of those shows like Buffy and I mean, if it had some otherworldly creature in it, I was watching it because I'm fast in aliens, like the 4400, like the original 4400 was my jam. I grew up watching like Hercules and Xena, so
You're gonna like this, and
I'm
I think
excited.
the it's been really interesting to create this complex male lead, the layers, how I've started to feel about him, because he's supposed to be there to kill her. Like, he is dangerous. But I'm like, girl, go out with him.
Does he know how to spell? Does
I'm
he know how
like,
to spell?
he
Is
does
Marcel?
know how to
Okay,
spell.
just want to make sure.
Marcel knows how to spell. Girl, he knows how to do more than that. He's very enticing. Just be careful, y'all. He smells good too.
Oh, he smells good. Oh man, I love it. Well, friends, we are at the end of the podcast. It's time for our final word. And my final word is, some people aren't your friends. They just don't have the confidence to be your enemy.
Bloop. There you go.
Shout out to Blue Centric. She's
got that fire.
I don't think she came up with it, but she reposted it, and I was like,
she's a source of good
girl.
of
Blue
good
is
insights.
just she's
Go
on
ahead,
it.
girl.
She's
Go
on
ahead,
it.
girl. Well, I just wanted to say, I was personally devastated because my husband in my head, Michael B. Jordan, he didn't win. We were very upset, as a family. We we dealt with this though, and I said to him in my head, I said, honey, don't be mad at them people. These institutions, they were not made to recognize your greatness.
Okay.
And so I wanted to share that with everyone else. Is it you, or is it the institutions? Is it the environment that you're in? And at what point do we stop looking for that kind of validation?
Okay.
At what point? So that's really my final word. At what point do we stop looking for that validation and start celebrating ourselves? Start sending ourselves resources. Start encouraging others to support those who are doing the thing that we enjoy, that we support, that we want to see more of in the world. And that is my very complicated final word, but you understand
Period.
what I mean.
And on that note, have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.